of yesteryear were on the 24th of Tevet. Naturally, we call that Chavdala Tevet. It marks the Hilula of a really great rabbi. His name was Rabbi Azariah Basis Z'tl. He was born in the English year 1945, passed away to be precise on the 31st of December in the year 2018. We're talking about 6 years ago from time of recording. Naturally, the 24th of Tevet, become a great rabbi, a posek halacha, rabbi that will render different Jewish law decisions, and he'll become the chief rabbi of Rosh העין and part of the Chaver Moatzot Rabbanit Hareshit, very prominent positions in of itself. Let's explore some of the highlights of the great rabbi's life. Now, he was born in an area called Rada, in Yemen, in Teman, respectively, came from great rabbinic heritage. His father's name was Rabbi Azariah Basis. I believe we've spoken about him before on various occasions. And his mother's name was Rabbanit Shulamit. Very great people. There was many great rabbis at that point in time in that city vicinity, especially in Yemen in of itself. They would eventually move when he was only 5 years of age in the year, I believe, 1950. They were part of, let's just say, a group of people that would call the Mivtza al Kanfei Nesharim, that would actually move, and I believe they would settle immediately in Rosh העין. Rosh העין now is a prominent community, prominent city area in Israel in of itself. He would study in various different established educational networks within regards to the local Yemenite community, and I believe he was learning at a yeshiva, I think, in Petach Tikva, if I'm not mistaken, called the Talmud Torah Nachalat Reuven in Petach Tikva. This was while he was young. Afterwards, shortly later, he would learn in the famous Yeshiva Ponevezh, I believe, obviously situated in Bnei Brak, and he was very close to the Rosh Yeshiva, Rabbi Elazar Menachem Man Shach, Rav Shach, a really, really great rabbi, and very much we can say within regards to that. I would recommend everyone to learn about the famous Rav Shach. He would get married. His wife's name was Rabbanit Romia, and I believe they would have 6 children together. It was reported over. Now, come what, I think the periods of the 1980s, he would become the rabbi of the neighborhood in Rosh העין. I think this was between the years 1986 and 1993. He would become the rabbi of a yeshuv, or the Bayit Dagan, reported over, very interesting enough. And I think it's part of northern Israel, if I'm not mistaken. In the year 1992, there was the passing of a famous Rabbi David Hajbi. So instead, he was, let's just say, appointed to become the head rabbi, or a prominent rabbi in Rosh העין. It will be a prominent position. He would actually take on, I think, from the year 1993, if I'm not mistaken. Very, very prominent position in of itself. I think he actually held that position until he passed away. I think between the years 2002 to 2008, he was actually a member of the Chief Rabbinate Council. Very interesting enough. This was obviously brought about a lot of responsibility. And he was the head of the Mostot, the foundation, the Avi HaEzri. Very interesting enough. He would take on, be approached within regards to various different halakhic questions, Torah law questions in of itself. Many people from Israel will correspond with him, and people, great rabbis from Chutz Haaretz also. And I believe there was a publication of these questions and answers, a shut in of itself, in the Sefer Beit HaEzri, if I'm not mistaken, in of itself. And many of these great rabbis with great books, regards to halacha and minhagim of the community of Yemen, would be printed in of itself. He had many hundreds of Talmudim. He actually garnered, especially in Rosh העין in of itself, and many people were mitzkar due to the brilliance and the excellent Torah teaching in of itself. He managed many people in his community, and he was really helping and did a huge amount of kiruv and Torah, injected a huge amount of Torah inside that specific vicinity in of itself. Among his rabbis included his father, Rabbi Azariah Basis, also mentioned Rav Elazar Shach Menachem, Rav Elazar Menachem Shach. Also, he was one of the great rabbis who learned in the famous Ponevezh yeshiva. He was a great rabbi that was from Yemen. Also, remember the Teman countries in of itself had very great rabbanim. Now, I believe he was actually buried in Rosh העין. It was reported over. He passed away 6 years ago from the time of recording over here. And I think in this series, we related over about 30, maybe 35 rabbis from Yemen inside the series. So it's a huge, rich history of Torah in of itself. And I would recommend everyone to learn about the Yemenite community of wherever you might be in the greatness within regards to it. I think at the time when he passed away, various different great rabbis, including Rabbi Yitzchak Yosef, really eulogized him, and also the head of Shas, Ari Deri, also at that point in time. They spoke about what a great rabbi he actually happened to be. I think there was, he did much more in his life, so much great. Torah Kiruv, one of the great rabbis, one of the famous rabbis of Rosh Hashanah in of itself. Now, friends, we are a community here. We're learning about a lot of the great rabbis of yesteryear. Please, if you feel anyone is going to be interested in learning more with regards to great rabbis, please subscribe to the channel. Or if you feel anyone else is interested in listening to these videos, share the videos to other people. Also, we're a community. We're trying to learn about the great, mostly Oriental rabbis of yesteryear, and Sephardi rabbis from Spain, from all these different countries. I wish you all blessings here from Israel. Take care.